Hi everybody, welcome back. This is day 12 in Dustin's Health Quest. If it's your first time here, thanks for joining, and if you've been here before, thanks for coming back. And as usual, like, share, subscribe, because if we can help one person, it's all worth it. But today's message, I'm absolutely over the moon right now. I landed my first contract. For those who don't know, I started a landscaping company. And when I say company, a business, that's putting it loosely. It was more geared toward dignity than it was making money. This is the dad in me, the man in me, where I think one of life's basic, privileges, I guess, first world privilege, is on a beautiful summer night, you can go out to your yard, it's fresh cut, edged nice and sharp. You take a deep breath and it feels good. I started this company with my son in mind, with him being autistic. He's gonna need something to do, and he loves being outside, and he loves helping dad in the yard. I wanna help people with disabilities and the elderly, whether that's in my neighborhood or, say for example, you have an elderly relative living here in town, you could sponsor me to go and cut it for dirt cheap, pretty much just gas. However, this year's been pretty crazy with my wife doing her nail school and getting it certified and trying to launch her own business as well. And we're more focused on that because at the end of the day, my lawn care is going to be more or less a charity, and it will not be replacing my 9 to 5. Whereas her doing nails is a passion that she was going to turn into a career to replace her 9 to 5. So with our limited time that we have together, our focus has more been on the nails. However, today, by the grace of God, pure happenstance, what have you, word of mouth, I landed a contract at a local apartment complex. And that's it. There are a lot of disabled and elderly there, and their current staff was very, very lackluster. So even though I'll be charging more than what they're currently paying, they're more than ecstatic to have me do that because they've seen what I can do. And to go hand in hand with that, the property manager that hired me has an elderly mother whose property is pretty much overrun because both her husband and son, which, obviously the dad and brother of the property manager passed away within 2 weeks of each other, and the property's just gotten out of control and it's too much for them to handle. And, the mom's shut in, and I drove by the property today and it's bad. It's pretty bad. But like I said, I really feel this is my calling. Everybody deserves that dignity to just kind of go out and, like I said, just take that deep breath on a beautiful summer night and take it all in. So I'm very blessed to not only have this opportunity financially for my family with the apartment complex, but to also give back a little bit. So yeah, I'm over the moon right now, and I'm done. This is gonna be a real short video. I've done my workout. It's a little bit later in the day because of all the running around and whatnot, and I still have to type up an official quote and submit it and whatnot. And my family's inside celebrating right now. This has been a windfall. We're hurting financially right now. It's definitely paycheck to paycheck. One bad thing takes us out. So to have this, it's a blessing. So I just want to say thank you again for everybody's support. I cannot express enough the gratitude that I have for those who take the time to sit here and listen, especially if you make it all the way through. But those who make it through, I want to think that you stay for my spoken word, whether it's a Bible verse or a song, whatever. Today, though, it's a song. As I've talked about before, the Beatles is in my top 5. My son's middle name is Ringo, and it fits him perfectly because he is on them drums and he is just perfect timing. However, sometimes you get in an argument about a song, about whether a cover is better than the original. There are very few instances of this. First one, of course, is Hurt, Johnny Cash. Even Trent Reznor admits that is not his song anymore. And that's Johnny's rendition of it is absolutely beautiful. I feel the same way about this next song the Beatles did. With a little help from my friends. Because Joe Cocker came, and the soul that he puts behind it is just absolutely amazing. And that's not putting anything down on the Beatles, but that was during their Sgt. Pepper phrase. That was more of a lovey-dovey, hippie sort of whatever vibe that they got off Sgt. Pepper. I mean, they're sitting there wearing the multicolored army coats with the shoulder pads and stuff. So, you know, Paul is dead, all that stuff on the album cover. But Joe really took it and added that soul. And I think just really transformed that song. And at least in my opinion, I don't know if any of the Beatles ever said, it's Joe's song. So, what would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out of me? Lend me your ears. I'll sing you a song, and I'll try not to sing out of key. Get by with a little help from my friends. Get high with a little help from my friends. I'm going to try with a little help from my friends. My friends, I lean on you. Lean on each other. Love each other. Support each other. Go out into the world and spread this love. Again, thank you so much. I'm having a hard time putting things into words right now. That's another reason this video is short. So, I love you. Again, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.